Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Futura here. Welcome back to another Rocket League Season 18 update video, and not one that I'm the most happy with, but things happen, and that's just something that we have to realize. Now, before we get into today's video, I want to say I do not blame the developers at all. We still have to blame the higher-ups, Epic Games, as a whole, like not the developers themselves, because at the end of the day, they are working their butt off to try and get this done as quickly as possible with all of the distractions that they're probably facing, because it's always the higher up people that I think need to be blamed versus the developers. That's just something that I'm going to say right off the bat. So let's get into some Season 18 news. Now, first off, the biggest story of today, which is actually two things, because they didn't cover this, but I see it a lot in Reddit. So due to visual issues, we've removed Futura Garden from the competitive playlist rotation. You can still access this arena in casual, expedition, online free play, and free play playlists. We're working to address the issues, and we'll let you know when the arena will return to competitive play. Now, visual issues is not a problem, especially since GGM1 Yoda, which I also tested myself, for all the negativity, the glitch is only on the lowest graphical settings humanly possible, and simply affects the centering of the ground layer texture. That is about it. And honestly, I was like, okay, you know what? Things happen. I tested it for myself. It looked centered to me. Now, there's a couple of Reddit posts here as well, which explains this. Now, thank you to RS9. I'm mostly Reddit. Thank you. But as you can see, the map is not centered, but you can clearly see he has it on the lowest graphical setting. And honestly, I wasn't going to make this video. As you can see, that boost pad is a little off right there. Same with the ball, and that looks a little bit more center, honestly. That one doesn't look too bad. It's more of this one that you can visually see it, and then the ball itself. Honestly, the ball itself looks okay, but okay, clearly there were some visual issues, and honestly, I'll give them the pass. Until I still was scrolling through Reddit, and Futura Garden has some messed up bounces. So thank you to I'm Merkshot, very interesting name. He did a training pack, and as you can see, he will do the same training pack. As you can see with the bounce on this map, it's perfectly fine. He'll do it twice. It's very center. It's got the same bounces again. It's just very interesting. Look at the bounce here, and then he's going to switch maps, and this is where I think the bigger issue needs to be allied. So he's on the brand new map. It's the same training pack, and this time it bounces down instead of out. He's on shot 22 for this one as well. And as you can see, it bounces perfectly fine. And I noticed this a little bit when I was actually playing my Dodge EV gameplay that's out a little bit earlier. When I played on this map, I was like, whoa, that map or that bounce was very interesting. But as you can see, shot 22 on both maps, the ball bounces up, but on the Futura Garden map, it bounces down, which is very interesting. Now, I do believe this is, if you see it hits right above, I just want to really analyze this situation here, because I think, like, look where it hits. I mean, it definitely hit. It's definitely obviously very different because the sides are very different, but the bounce is very different. And then I was like, okay, maybe that's just one guy. No, there is another one as well. So if we go here as well to this guy, he's on shot 3. Which I don't actually know. Hold on. He sees the ball rolling up like that. Shot 3, same exact thing. The ball is rolling straight up. That's just how it should be. We're not back in, 2015. Now he's going to Futura Garden on the same exact shot. He's going to change it. As you can see, realistic air dribbles. He's probably going to go to shot 3 here. And here we go. It bounces off the wall a little bit more. Again, nothing crazy, but there is a difference in the mechanics. As you can see, he does it again, and it still bounces up. Again, same exact thing. And on the first training pack, it rolls up like how the ball should be. But this has like the OG mechanics of bouncing out. Back in 2015, this is actually how it used to be, where the ball used to bounce out like that. But again, he does it again here, and it bounces out. So that is actually my big issue. It's not so much that the map isn't centered and like it's just a visual bug, because obviously it is a visual issue. Not that big of a deal. But they haven't even addressed the situation in this tweet, which scares me a little bit, because this is huge different for competitiveness. If you remember back in 2016 when they introduced Neo Tokyo with the ramp maps, it messed up rank play because Rocket League ranked is supposed to be consistent throughout the entire thing. So you're supposed to know exactly where the bounces are. This does not show that the bounce, oh, well, that's a visual, but this does not show where the bounces are. I mean, the ball bounces down there versus here it bounces a little bit more up or just like correctly. So this one I don't like. This one is still skeptical, but this one I truly believe is a big difference. So that needs to be talked about a little bit as well. Rocket League, if you could, I know it's a visual issue, and again, things happen. I do not blame you, guys. I do not blame the developers at all. I blame the higher ups. It's always the higher ups. I just want to point that out. So yeah. Also in season 18 news as well, which is a pretty issue for a lot of people who are waiting for this car. That is right. The Revolver is still not in Rocket League. If we head over to Rocket League, you're going to see a black screen here. But you're going to see still my face. Hello. So I am over here in Rocket League right now. And I did buy the Revolver car. I clearly bought it in Fortnite. I've made a showcase video, stuff like that. But we are still waiting for it over here in Rocket League. And it is in the game files, thanks to Sam Leaks. I reached out to him and I was like, yo, Sam, where is the Revolver? The Revolver is in the game files. So I don't know why it's not in people's inventories, but I promise you, it will be eventually, but I just don't know where it is. Now, I will go to where I contacted Epic Games actually, but there's one common issue to solve this. Stop selling cars in one game versus another. Do what the Jeep Wrangler does. Sell it in both games. I don't care if it's available in cross game. That's fine. But sell the car in both games so that I know I'm guaranteed getting it right as soon as waiting. Now, don't get me wrong. I had no problem waiting when I first bought it. I was waiting for the 14th update anyway, so it's not that big of an issue. And this car will eventually come out in Rocket League, so I'm not too worried about it. Like, I'm not stressed out of my mind, but it's like, dude, what is happening? Like, why is this taking so long? So you have to... One common issue is to sell both cars in both games. I am perfectly fine with the Jeep Wrangler. Like, this is the most common example, and they've been doing it a lot. They've been doing pretty good. They had the Snoop Dogg car. They had the McLaren Senna in both games. They just, I don't know. Why now? Why are we changing things up? The Jeep Wrangler was decrypted immediately because it was sold in the Rocket League item shop. So if you're still waiting for the Revolver, I don't know what to tell you. Now, we're going to head back to watching my screen here. But I did contact Epic Games. I didn't talk to a live agent. So I talked to him here and I was like, PC, Rocket League, other, Revolver car not in Rocket League, and suggested article. So why am I missing the Revolver car pack in Rocket League? We are aware of an issue where players might not get the contents of Revolver car pack in Rocket League after purchasing it in Fortnite. We are actively working on fixing this and we appreciate your patience. So they do know about this. I was going to give it about 2 days till I actually talk to a live agent to see what's going on. But yeah, so if you're waiting for the Revolver car, it is still not out in Rocket League, and it's been a day now, which isn't too big of an issue. I mean, let's be real. But like, you know, when you pay money for a car that, let's be honest, we paid for the Revolver car from Rocket League, not so much Rocket Racing. Let's all be honest here. But like, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I still need help because obviously it didn't come out, but they are aware of it. This could be a PR stunt. I'm not too sure, but either way, they are aware of it. I'm going to give it a couple more days, and then I'm going to talk to a live agent to see what I can figure out. But yeah, that's basically it on Rocket League Season 18 news. Just the bad stuff. I mean, there's obviously good stuff as well. Like, the items are pretty nice. The cars are pretty nice. So there's always good news and bad news, but I just still wanted to cover this for you guys, especially Futura Garden not being in the competitive playlist anymore because of messed up areas, which they didn't even talk about, by the way. They only talked about the visual. They didn't talk about the bounces and stuff like that. So I hope they can address that and it gets fixed with this update as well. So yeah, that's going to be it in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys in the next episode.